Hello, so I just got back from watching RWBY Season 6 premiere in Tyson's Corner, Virginia. And I'm going to give you my thoughts. I liked it. And now I'm going to go into even more thoughts, so spoiler warning for any of you who are not aware that a review might give a whole lot of spoilers. So, I'm going to go over quality of the animation, the editing, the music, acting, writing, and character or set designs, and animation. Not in that order. Alright, first, quality of animation. I liked it. Everything moved smoothly. Now some of the animation choices that they did, while it was done well, I didn't agree with. For example, they changed how Weiss's glyphs work. I noticed that for like maybe 2 seconds or so, instead of just zooming past on multiple glyphs or something, she was almost ice skating. That detail was there for like 2 seconds. I didn't appreciate that change. Why change it? I'm already used to Weiss just in a cool pose and moving. Editing. One thing that I found very clever was the moment when Elia and Blake when Elia went up to Blake, the camera very cleverly cut to their feet, leaving the audience like briefly in suspense of, ooh, what happened? It wasn't like a scary suspense or anything. It was just a clever editing move that they did. And then the camera panned up and you saw it was just a hug, but in the audience I totally heard the, ooh, you know what happened? Oh, did it happen? But yeah, overall the editing I just wanted to mention that little point because that was a cool point as an editor myself. There was another thing that's a little bit writing or editing, but the entire episode started in the middle and then they cut to the beginning and then back to the middle and proceeded to the end. It was noticeable to me. It wasn't particularly good or bad. I'm guessing that they wanted to give the audience some action from the very beginning, to get us excited. So I guess that's why. But once again, it wasn't good or bad. It was just noticeable. After the editing, music was good. I have nothing nothing bad to say about the music. The music has been competent all throughout the seasons. This past summer, I've just spent like every single car ride was just listening to the RWBY soundtrack on repeat, and I still love it. Like, the lyrics are meaningful and it just sounds really cool. I want to make music videos based off them, even though RWBY is basically like a really cool music video. The acting, I didn't really have any problems with their voice acting. There weren't any particular like highlights, but it might be a good thing that there wasn't anything that I noticed that was out of there or out of place or something. So competent acting. Then there's the writing and the character and the set designs. Now, once again, I did like the episode, but this I feel like will be where most of my criticisms are. First thing, I was very disappointed and sad that Sun is being written out, like rather obviously. It's not necessarily a bad writing move, it's just something that I felt like, oh, I want more Sun. Yeah, it was very sad, much like how Blake described it. So I'm very happy with Blake agreeing with me about that, and I'm also very happy about Blake's departing gesture. That was cool, and I do really hope to see more of Sun and Blake. I did cringe a little bit when Blake moved to help Yang, like in the train car. It just seemed a bit too forced or obvious, like that, oh, Blake, Blake feels bad, and Yang is over it. Yeah, so it was predictable or something. Having said that, though, I don't like how useless the two huntsmen were. I do remember that earlier in the maybe season 2 or 3, they had mentioned that like the Grimm were building up more and more, probably even in season 1. But I feel like they haven't really established that fact. And going back to the writing, the 2 huntsmen, they were useless. And they should have been aware of the situation. Grimm are kind of like a normal occurrence, and they acknowledged that when they were talking to the other characters, and yet they weren't able to do anything. Similarly with the design, the turrets. Why were turrets built in if they're just gonna attract more Grimm, or they're gonna attract Grimm to the passengers? That seemed weird, like they should have stopped that in the design, or like after a year or after, I don't know, like they should have realized, this isn't working as we thought, you know. The testing and development really failed there. Now I'm guessing that the writers did that so that there would be a reason for Oscar Ozpin to mention that the relic is attracting Grimm. I just wish that they used a different manner to get to that revelation. So I think those were all my thoughts. Once again, I did really like it, and the audience liked it too. I heard them in the background and the foreground. They were reacting to Ilya approaching Blake. They definitely reacted positively when Blake gave Sun a departing gesture. When Neptune arrived, that was very noticeable. And then I liked it, and I'm a bit sad though, because the audience was reacting so much that I couldn't hear a lot of what Neptune was saying. The audience liked how Neptune was going for Ilya, and then I didn't hear what Blake said, but I think something like wrong tree to climb or something. So yeah, like overall I loved it, and I think the audience loved it too. And so I'm looking forward to seeing more. All right, well, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it too.